Have you ever met someone and within 30 seconds thought, I like you, or I don't trust you, only to discover 6 months later that you were absolutely right? Today, we're talking about intuition. Is it a hidden superpower, complete nonsense, or simply your brain doing a staggering amount of work behind the scenes while you're busy pretending to be rational? Hello and welcome to Straight Up Talk with Sharon and Pete. I am Sharon.
And I'm Pete Johnson.
Okay, definition first of all of intuition. Psychologists describe intuition as rapid, unconscious pattern recognition. Your brain is processing vastly more information than you're consciously aware of. Things like facial microexpressions, voice tone, body posture, smell even, eye contact, speech patterns, similarities to people you've met before, environmental clues. Before your conscious brain catches up, you get a feeling. I trust this person. Something's off. I should say yes. I need to get out of here. Peter, over to you, because you often say, trust your gut instinct.
Trust your gut instinct, yeah. Yeah.
So talk to me about that. The old
thing about if it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's a duck. Yeah, I mean, you know, when we were discussing this a while ago, my take was that, you know, you're sitting in a bar, sitting in a pub, and, you know, you're just enjoying the company, having a chat with someone, and then someone else comes and sits at the table. Yeah. Or you might be on a train journey or a bus journey, and someone just pitches up and sits there and they start conversation, and you know, within kind of 5 seconds I reckon you know whether you're going to enjoy this conversation or you're just going to get up and walk away, you know, go to another bar or go and sit in another carriage on the train. Yeah. And it's amazing to me, like how many times I've been right, and I don't know what, you know, what I don't know the process of that, but you know, it's happened to me a lot, and most of the time, I'd say 95% of the time, I've been right.
Well, one thing that you said to me when we're having this conversation is that you said that I've got high emotional intelligence, but I wouldn't make a detective.
You wouldn't, no.
So why wouldn't I make a detective?
Well, because you miss things. You don't pick. Yeah, like there's certain things you don't see, or
like what?
Like if we're say like I've changed something. I've changed some furniture around in the house. I've moved some furniture. I've even taken something out. I've taken an old sofa out and put it on the bonfire, and it'll be 2 days before you know it's gone.
Right, but that's
observation.
That's got nothing to do with intuition, though, has it?
No. So, but highly intuitive people are quite often observant.
I'm observant about people.
Yeah.
So I think that's the difference, right?
Yeah.
I'm not highly observant about whether you've moved a sofa.
Right.
I'm observant, and I'm very good at reading the room. So I have very high emotion perception, and you're the same way. You're very good at reading people. And some people, everyone can do it. I think part of the challenge is that we pick up these signals and we don't really know where they're coming from.
Yeah, you don't know where you get it from. Yeah.
We're exposed to so many billion points of data, but our brains can only process so much. So there's a subconscious thing that happens. It's like the book Blink, one of my favourite books by Malcolm Gladwell.
Yeah.
And I talk about this as well when I'm doing some training with managers, with hiring managers. Say, have you ever, you're doing an interview with someone and you get this gut instinct about the person.
Yeah.
And you think, oh, this person is going to be just great. So what happens is, even before you've consciously become aware of that, subconsciously you already are. So what tends to happen is that you'll start to ask questions that are going to get more favourable responses from that person that's going to confirm what you believe. So by the end of the interview, when you're consciously aware, I really like this person, you have subconsciously led it down the path by asking particular questions, so that then you recruit that person. Then 3 months later, you're like, who is this person?
Yeah,
because a lot of people are good at acting when they go for interviews. So sometimes our gut instinct can be spectacularly wrong, because I work with a lot of hiring managers and a lot of HR people, and the reason that they use assessments in recruitment is to help put objectivity into it,
Right, yeah.
because gut instinct is incredibly subjective.
Mm.
Has there ever been a time when your gut instinct has been wrong?
Oh, no, you did ask me this earlier, and I honestly can't think of a time where, I mean, I've sometimes I've thought this person is a complete jerk, and then they've kind of won me over. I mean, I've employed a few people like that, you know.
Why would you employ them?
Well, because when you're really busy and you've someone's only going to be around for the summer, you know.
You just need bodies.
Yeah, you just need bodies. You just need guys, you know, who are prepared to get stuck in and do some work. So you think to yourself, oh, this guy's all right, so-and-so, and then they turn out to be okay, and you think, well, you know. But honestly, most of the time, 95% of the time, and I think another thing is what we subconsciously do is we hire people similar to ourselves.
Absolutely.
Similar backgrounds, similar, you know, social standing, you know.
And so whenever I do, you know, I love doing big group sessions, and I do disc sessions on behaviour. And I always ask the question, is there some people that you like more than others? Put your hand up, yeah. No. Are there some people that drive you nuts? Yeah, yeah. And I say, what is it about the people that you really like? Who do they remind you of? And then people go, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We like people who remind us of ourselves, because we know that. It's comfortable.
Right,
So,
yeah.
because you and I are very similar in parts of our behavioural profile. We're both very direct, assertive, etc. How we do things, though, is different, as we've talked about before. So, sorry, I've completely lost where I was going with that. But anyway, the point is that we make it's in as little as 1/10 of a second.
Really?
Where we actually make up our mind.
1/10 of a second?
It is. And it comes from an evolutionary perspective, because most of the time, the reason why humans are so successful is, well, because we're murderous beings.
Make quick decisions.
We kill anything that gets in our way, basically. Yeah. But the very first time, think about, you've got two tribes. You've got one tribe of people who are like us, and you've got another tribe of people who are really nice and they've got no gut instinct. Along comes a saber-toothed tiger.
Yeah, who gets eaten?
So, yeah, those people who've got no instinct go, oh, look, hello, look, a nice pussycat. And wow, they get eaten. Whereas we have this, okay, this is not right. Danger. So it's more about survival.
Right.
And that's why as well we can sort of infer things about people when we say things like, well, you know, this person seems a bit kind, or they seem arrogant. Or we might say something like, I don't really know why, but I just don't trust this person. And I think that's true a lot of the time. You can't put your finger on it specifically. Yeah. But it's you're aware of something that's just quite off of kilter. And I believe, this is my belief, this is not backed up anywhere, that when humans actually learned to speak, to communicate this way, we lost our ability to interpret the unspoken signs, the body language. You know, sometimes there's a lack of congruency between what somebody says and what they do. And there's all these things about how FBIs can spot liars, etc. And, you know, if you touch your nose, then that means you're lying.
Signals, yeah.
All these signals. But there are things that you can pick up instinct around. Do you remember one of my favourite ones when we first met was, if you want to know where somebody's interest is, look where their feet are pointing. Which is because we can spend so much time trying to manage the upper part of our body, we forget about the lower part.
Right, yeah.
And it was when you and I first met, and you were looking at me, and I thought, I think he might quite like me. And I looked under the table and your feet were pointing.
I'm short-sighted. I was looking at the girl behind you.
If she was behind me, you wouldn't have seen her either. Okay. You mean in front of me?
Yeah.
So it's interesting that we do have these senses, and we can tell if somebody's not being truthful with us. We can't always say why, but we have this gut
I got a few examples from the market when I was doing the market stall, and you're selling clothes, and straight away you get various people coming up to you, and some of them ask a million questions. You know they're not going to buy anything.
Right.
You just instinctively know they're they're just not going to buy this. Oh, have you got this in this size? And have you got it in this colour? Was you here last week? And will you be here next week? And all these, they're just, I don't know what it is. They just want to chat, maybe. I don't know. And then there's some people that come up and straight away, you can tell just by looking at them, within a couple of seconds, they seem more interested and they're just looking through stuff quietly. And then they pick something out and say, "Oh, I'll take this." And it's weird, but you just know.
Well, and interesting you say that, but it's because it's a repeated pattern.
Yeah.
As we get older, we experience more of the things over and over. So your experience, okay, my pattern detector tells me that when the person does this, this, and this, and this,
person just wants to chat.
They just want to chat. They're not going to buy anything. Whereas I've observed, we do it when we're driving.
We do.
Because we've got loads of experience with driving. And very often we say, okay, I knew that guy was going to do it. Of course, the other side of that is the amount of times we may think someone's going to do something and they don't do it. We forget that. We only count the times when it was right. We are more assured of our gut instinct than often is actually the realities. So intuition isn't always telling you about the person in front of you. Sometimes it's telling you about people you've met before, which is what happens with you. So people who
behavior.
Yeah, people who tend to have stronger intuitive accuracy are often highly observant, as you've said, emotionally intelligent, experienced in a domain, good at reading people, which you are, comfortable trusting their instincts, which of course we both are. So police detectives, I think that's where you said to me that's why I wouldn't make a detective. Right, yeah. But I don't notice things, I notice people.
Yeah.
I'm always observing people. I'm always thinking and watching how they are reacting and interacting with me. I'm very quick to pick up if I perceive that I've said something they don't really like.
Upset them.
And I was oblivious to those kinds of things years ago, but I've paid more attention into how I'm landing on other people because I want to, so my instincts now kick in a lot sooner. But another thing actually about gut instinct is I've realized with myself, if I think I'm going to get an email from a big client, I automatically assume it's going to be negative.
Bad news.
And that's just me. It's how I'm wired. So I've learned to ignore those instincts because they're seldom correct, because we don't know what we don't know until we know it.
Love that expression.
I know. I made that one up. I love that one too.
Copyright Sharon Jones.
So we don't know it until we know it. So, and I actually have been with the people I've been coaching recently, saying that to them when they talk about delegating work, they don't know what the other person doesn't know.
Yeah.
You don't know what they don't know till they know it.
Yeah.
Going a little bit off topic there. But also I checked it out that research shows that people who are highly intuitive are not necessarily more accurate. They may be more confident in their ability to be intuitive. So, and the other thing is your unconscious brain processes approximately 11 million bits of information per second. Which is
how many?
11 million bits of information.
Per second?
Yep, that's that. I did that. I Googled that. So, wow. But our conscious brain can't possibly keep up with all of it. So we're constantly trying to figure out what's important. But I think paying attention to experience is something that's been helpful for you and me. As you're growing up and you're learning, you don't know these things. As we get older, we tend to think of them more as instinct. But it's because it's spotting these...
Trust your judgment, like from past experience.
Yeah, and I think as you say, quite often it's true, but I always catch myself now trying to reverse, hold judgment. Because the people who you met, when you met them, may be different now. So, brutally honest takeaway of the week is that your unconscious brain has already reached a conclusion before your conscious brain knows why. So that gives us the experience of, I don't know how I know, I just know.
I just know it.
When your intuition speaks, should you always listen? Maybe the better question is your intuition warning you about the present or reminding you about the past? Peter, your thoughts?
Short and sweet again. just trust your past experiences and for your future judgment, and you won't go too far wrong. Go with your gut feeling again. I'm getting bored of saying that, but it works out for so many different things.
You're not getting bored of saying that. You say it all the time.
I love it. Yeah, I love it.
All right. Well, that's good night from me.
And it's good night from me.
Good night.
Good night.